Very good morning to one and all. You're watching your favorite channel, Try It Before You Buy channel, with your host Karamullah Kadwani. I am going to attempt to, uh, I don't really know what to say about the person I'm going to be talking about, the brand that I'm going to be talking about. On one hand, we tackled um, Atelier Materi, which I say has a very simplistic um, single ingredient material artisan approach to perfumery, simplistic in its approach, but kind of textural. Uh, does not have a ton of notes, and I should be now talking about something that's been building up. A lot of people kind of diss uh, Rojadov for being influenced or for kind of knocking out Guerlain's and making it his own with his interpretations. I should give you my take on Roger London, Mr. Roger Dove as well. Um, the much that I've met him and I've understood the vision or the background, and the much I studied about him. So it's completely opposites, right? I mean, Roger is known for using high-end materials, a barrage of notes, um, as opposed to the house we were just talking about a little while ago. Um, However, let's talk about the house of Roja London. Roja Parfums, that it used to be known as a study in modern haute perfumery, if you will. To understand Roja London, you have to first understand that it is not merely a fragrance brand, if you see it the way I do. It is a philosophy of access, precision, and emotional storytelling through scent. It sits at the apex of modern luxury perfumery, often positioned alongside names like Henry Jacques and Guerlain's heritage line, but with a distinctly theatrical British opulence, is the best way I can put it. Um, Origins of Roger Parfums, the birth of a luxury powerhouse. The house was founded in 2011 by Mr. Roger Dove after decades of immersion in classic perfumery. A British niche house rooted in ultra luxury positioning, built on the idea of haute perfumery, a term Roger himself popularized, which focused on exquisite raw materials, naturals, and rare synthetics, classical French structures, modern projection, and drama. Roger Parfums quickly became known as one of the most expensive perfume houses in the world, a brand that treats fragrance as jewelry for the skin, if you will. Um, the house operates across multiple tiers. Uh, they have the Parfum Extrait, ultra concentrated, richest form of perfumery, if you will. Eau de Parfum, Parfum Colognes, more accessible interpretations, and then the Houtlux, bespoke, one of a kind, limited creations. Roger Dove at Guerlain, the foundation of his philosophy. The Guerlain era, um, from 1981 to 2001, Roger Dove's career began in 1981 at Guerlain, where he spent nearly 20 years. What he actually did at Guerlain, he started in training and public relations and went on to become a global ambassador, the first non family member in that role, earned the title of uh, Professeur de Parfum, working closely with the heritage and philosophy of the house. Uh, why Guerlain was everything um, for Roger Dove? you might ask, and we shall cover that right now. Give me a second. And so, why Guerlain was everything for Roger? Guerlain didn't just teach him perfumery, it shaped his entire world view. So, if you take it point wise, I'd say structure over chaos. That's the first point I'd like to make. Guerlain is built on architecture, i.e., top, heart, and base progression. Signature accord systems, example the Guerlain. Roja absorbed perfume not merely as a smell, but as a composition unfolding in time. Two, raw material reverence. At Guerlain, he encountered orris butter, natural jasmine absolutes, and real oak moss, pre-restriction era. I'm now referring to IFRA regulating the use of real oak moss in modern perfumery. This is much before all that came into action. This is why Roja Parfums today emphasizes costly naturals, high oil concentrations, and density over transparency. The third point I'd like to put forward is emotional storytelling, i.e., classic Guerlain fragrances like Mitsuko were narrative driven, evocative rather than literal. Roger's takeaway was a fragrance must transport, not just please. The fourth point I'd like to make here is luxury is detail, not branding. At Guerlain, luxury came from formula plus craftsmanship. At Roja, he expanded that into crystal caps, gold plaques, and hand finished presentations. Number five, the transition from custodian to creator. After nearly 2 decades, Roger left Guerlain with a deep knowledge of classical perfumery, a network within luxury retail, and a belief that modern perfumery was becoming too synthetic, too trend driven, and oversimplified. He didn't just want to create perfumes, he wanted to revive perfumery as a high art form. The Harrods moment, where Roja became Roja, if you will. In 2004, Roja opened the Roja Hot Dove, the Roja Dove Hout Perfumery at Harrods. I suppose it's on the sixth floor. This was a defining move, rather defining moment. Why it mattered so much was that it wasn't a brand, it was a curated temple of perfumery that showcased Guerlain, Chanel, and rare and discontinued masterpieces. That positioned Roger as a guardian of fragrance history, an authority, not just a creator. Customers began asking, where are your perfumes? The legend, Roger London. Um, and we talk about the final leg of the presentation or the observation that I posted on LinkedIn. Uh, that kind of demand led directly to the creation of Roja Parfums. Roja Parfums DNA, what makes it unique? Again, we'll break this down point-wise. So the first point I'd like to make is classical French skeleton, maximalist execution. Structures often echo Guerlain style compositions, but amplified. More materials, more richness, and more projection. Diaghilev became a modern tribute to classic Chypres, often compared to Mitsuko, and is one of my very few scents that I call signature. I love Diaghilev. Material opulence, the second point we should talk about. Roja is known for using real ambergris, high grade oud, and dense florals. Example, rose de May and jasmine. This creates heavier, more textured compositions and exceptional longevity and sillage. The third point I'd like to make is theatrical luxury. Unlike Guerlain's understated elegance, Roja leans into gold, crystals, and visual drama. It's olfactory, visual storytelling combined. Emotional archetypes is the fourth point we'd like to make. Each fragrance is a persona, a mood, a narrative. Examples: Enigma, Pour Parfum, sensual mystery; Danger, seductive tension; and Elysium, fresh power fantasy. Roger versus Guerlain, evolution, not imitation, as many would like to have it. This is where the conversation gets interesting and controversial. The common critique: some enthusiasts argue Roger's works echoes Guerlain's DNA. The community, the Frag-rant, refers to this as tweaked formulas, Guerlain influence. The reality, if you were to ask me, is Roger is not copying. He is continuing a lineage. Um, I will read you something that I kind of created as a table of content. It says the reality Roger is not copying, he is continuing a lineage. So with Guerlain, there was elegant and restraint. Roger Parfums has opulence and intensity. With Guerlain, you get subtle evolution. With Roger Parfums, you get dramatic projection. With Guerlain, you have heritage, storytelling. With Roja Parfums, you have cinematic storytelling. With Guerlain, you have family traditions. With Roja Parfums, it's individual authorship, if you will. Uh, Again, evolution, not imitation. The point that I'd like to make forward is Roja as a hot perfumer. Roger didn't just build a brand, he built a category, hot perfumery, which meant bespoke or limited productions, extreme ingredient quality, artistic intent over commercial appeal, high price justified by materials, concentrations, and craftsmanship. He credited with bringing this concept into modern mainstream awareness. Legacy and cultural impact, if you will. Today, Roger Dove is a global ambassador of British luxury craftsmanship, a bridge between classical French perfumery and modern niche luxury. His influence includes revival of rich, complex compositions, polarization of oud and amber heavy luxury scents, elevating perfume to an emotional, intellectual, and sensual art form. The final take, if you will, the Roja identity. Roja London is best understood as Guerlain's classical soap, reimagined through maximalism, emotion, and unapologetic luxury. His time at Guerlain gave him structure, discipline, and respect for materials. But Roja Parfums is very added drama, identity, and legacy. I do hope I've kind of done justice to the House of Roja London, um, to how much I idolize and I love Roger Dove, uh, not just as a person. He's humble, he's loving, he's caring, he's warm, and you can tell that by the thumbnail that I have for this live feed. My utmost respect to Mr. Roger Dove and the brand. I hope you enjoyed the video and took something of value from the video. Uh, and I hope that I was able to uh, answer to those reviewers who usually uh, don't really do Roger Dove the justice that he deserves or the appreciation that he truly, truly deserves. Um, I hope you love Roger Dove as much as I do. This was my take on the House of Roja London. I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts, uh, your perspective of the brand. If I was able to add anything of value to your already existing information and love for the House of Roja London, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Uh, until the next time, your host Karamullah Kadwani signing out. Thank you so much for taking your valuable time out to kind of comment on my videos. And I have dedicated this to my top fan who usually leaves me comments and has such kind words to say that it encourages me to do more, to do better, and to bring you more content. Until the next time, as I said once again, your host Karamullah Kadwani signing out.